Hey guys, welcome back to another pick a card reading. So for this reading, we're going to be taking a look at what are they realizing about you. So it's up to you whether you want to be asking about a specific person or just people in general. I think either one works just fine. I have 4 piles to choose from, so go ahead and choose whichever pile you're most drawn to. And by the way, Happy New Year's if you're watching when this is posted. Um, yeah, so 4 piles, go ahead and choose whichever one you're most drawn to. I don't have too many cards in each pile, so um, I don't know. I don't think it'll be a super short reading, but yeah, we'll see what happens. I will see you in your reading. Okay, hi pile 1, welcome to your reading. So you guys chose this card here, it's the 3 of Cups. So, what are they realizing about you? So the 3 of Cups has to do with social connections, friendships. It could be that they're realizing that they want to be your friend. They could be realizing that you want to be their friend. They could be realizing... okay, I shouldn't just keep saying you they could be realizing. So yeah, okay. Friendship. There could be a realization that you're a very social person, maybe that you have a lot of friends. They could be realizing that, I guess I'm just gonna have to repeat myself, that you're a friendly person, maybe a social person. There could be a realization that you have many friends, that you like to be social. Maybe it's that you're looking for friends. But yeah, I don't know. I think there could be a realization that you're much more like friendly or maybe more social than they thought or something like that. You also have the star, which is pretty cool because relating it to Aquarius energy, yeah, like it can kind of talk about friendships. Um, so yeah, I think there's a realization maybe they want to be friends with you. The 3 of Cups could also be about reconciliation. And it's interesting too, since the Star card does talk about healing. It could be this is like someone who wants to heal a connection with you. They're realizing maybe they want to heal a connection with you, they want to reconcile with you. It could also be that they're realizing that that's something that you're wanting. But it's interesting actually. Like so with the 3 of Cups, there's sort of like fun, friendships, going out. Yeah, so there could be. Oh, you know what? I don't know, something I've been thinking about recently, like something that I've noticed, like with Aquarius people, since Aquarius is coming out in your reading, and there's like a very like social vibe and stuff like that. I don't know, something that I've noticed, I don't know if I've met a single Aquarius person who hasn't been like into drinking alcohol. Maybe there's a realization that you like to drink alcohol. Maybe they didn't realize that like how much alcohol you could like handle or something like that. So maybe there's something like that here. Yeah, like with the 3 of Cups, maybe if you've gone out with this person, that's part of the realization that maybe you're a lot of fun to hang out with. And like yeah, you could really hold your alcohol or something like that. Um, but yeah, something I was thinking too with the 3 of Cups, like, sometimes I see the 3 of Cups, and especially sitting next to the star, could be, someone who is kind of independent. And part of the reason why I'm thinking this is because we have a sea turtle on this star card, and something that I've heard recently about sea turtles, I believe it was sea turtles, that they don't usually settle down, like and create a family or something like that. So maybe there's something like a realization about you that you care more about platonic connections rather than romantic ones. Like you care more about your friendships, or maybe like there could even be a realization that you're not interested in like dating like at all whatsoever, or something like that. That's not going to be for everyone, but like I am sensing like there could be a realization that you don't want to settle down, that you like to be kind of free and social or something like that. Part of what they could be realizing is the star has to do with authenticity. So there could be a realization that you're a very authentic person, that you're kind of a unique person, or that you stand out even within groups. Let's see. And then you also have the Four of Wands. Okay, yeah. I think there is, like, for some of you, a realization that they like want to be your friend or something like that. Like I usually see the Four of Wands as, okay, there could be a realization that you're popular, um, that because with the Star and the Four of Wands, like especially the Four of Wands comes with kind of a meaning of having success, reaching a certain point of success. And it can kind of be about reflection a little bit. I would say this person is, there's a realization that you've had a lot of success, you've accomplished a lot, and that you're meant to keep going or accomplish more. Um, there could, yeah, I feel like there could be a realization that you're popular, you're well liked, you're a friendly person, you're authentic. You're someone that many people, I think, would feel curious to get to know and want to be friends with. Maybe there's a realization, yeah, I kind of get the sense that there's a realization that you're easy to get along with. And there could be someone specifically, if you are here for a specific person, that they are realizing that you two could either have a lot in common, or they feel as though there would be like compatibility between you two. Yeah, it's interesting too because the Four of Wands sometimes can talk about marriage. And I don't know, I kind of get the sense that there could be, and again, this is probably not for everyone in this pile, but there could be a realization that, yeah, like, I don't know, there's like a focus on friendship or platonic connections rather than marriage or something. There could be a realization, again, that you're just not interested in dating or something like that. Or you could be like, I think it's either like, I don't know if it's the most correct term to use, but like asexual, or I think it could be aromantic or something like that. So there could be a realization about that. Um, yeah, and then I would say also maybe there's a realization about you that, like you're making new friends, or you have made a new friend, and that this new friend is someone that you really like, someone that you feel like you get along well with. Let's see. We have cut the cord. Yeah, for some of you, like I feel like there's something here where maybe someone was attracted to you or something. And the realization is that you are not interested in a romantic connection. It could also be friendships, like certain friendships. Um, there could be a realization that you don't want to reconnect. You're not interested in reconciliation. Um, More negative, if that doesn't resonate, it could be that there's a realization that they don't want a friendship with you. But I don't know. I would only think that would be the case if they feel like they've tried to heal the connection with you and they don't feel like that. I really don't know if that's the case though, because these cards are so positive. But yeah, I don't know. I get the sense that like there could be a realization, maybe someone had feelings for you and they're realizing that you would rather be friends or that you're more focused on friendship type connections. Um, yeah, that could definitely be something for some of you. Okay, and we have karmic relationship. So karmic relationship kind of means that they're realizing that they either have learned a lot from you, that they can learn a lot from you, or that they will learn a lot from you. And that card also can talk about, well, yeah, actually, that makes so much sense. With the reconciliation energy coming through with the Three of Cups and karmic relationship, that card does talk about a sort of on and off again sort of relationship. So it could be that they are realizing that this relationship is like inconsistent, or maybe that some of your relationships have been inconsistent. Maybe certain friendships have been inconsistent, like you're friends and then you're not friends, and then you're trying to heal the connection and then going your separate ways again. It's so interesting with cut the cord right there. So yeah, I kind of get the sense that for some of you, they're realizing that this connection with you, if you're asking about a specific person, that the connection's maybe a lot more complicated than they were thinking it would be. And yeah, for some of you, it's this realization that maybe they need to let go because this is just a friendship and they're looking for more or something like that. Or they realize that you are not wanting something that's committed or something like that. Yeah, they could be realizing that they need to let go because they can't come back and heal the connection with you. Like maybe you're done with them or something like that. Um, yeah, that I would say. Sorry, excuse me. I would say that's what I'm getting for your reading as far as what maybe. I mean, this feels more personal, so I would assume most of you were asking about a specific person. But yeah, that is what's being realized about you, Pile 1. So I hope it did resonate and it made sense. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye. Okay, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading. So you guys chose the Moon card here. And so we're going to be talking about what are people realizing about you, or a specific person if you came here for a specific person. So the moon is associated with Pisces energy. I also kind of tag Cancer too, because Cancer is ruled by the moon. But there could be a realization that you're very wise. We have an owl there, and I mean the moon does talk about intuition, so there could be a realization about you that your intuition is spot on. Your intuition is strong. Really, to be honest with you, and I shuffled these piles out quite a while ago, but yours might be the one that I like have the best memory of, and generally the feeling I got from your pile is that what this person, or possibly people, are realizing about you is that they actually don't know you, like either at all or like in the way they thought they did. For some of you, maybe it's like a betrayal. It's like they thought they knew you and now they feel like they don't, or something like that. But I think for most of you, it could be that there was a lot of like maybe assumptions about you that either someone or people were making that maybe ended up being debunked or something like that. And they're like, oh, actually, I'm a little bit confused, or I don't actually know much about this person or something like that. So we have the Six of Wands. And the Six of Wands can be... My throat's making weird noises. Sorry, I feel like that probably was picked up on the mic. But the Six of Wands can be this energy of success, feeling really good about yourself, possibly being in the spotlight a bit. So there could be a realization that you're quite popular, you're well liked, or you like to stand out and be in the spotlight. It's interesting. Let's see. So then you also have the King of Cups. Yeah, so there could be a realization about you that you're quite successful. Again, you could be popular. A lot of people want you in some way. So yeah, going with what I initially kind of saw in this reading was that, like, with the Six of Wands, I feel like that's a very showy energy. It is a good energy, and it's usually a good card to get. But I also kind of see the Six of Wands sometimes being, like, more attached to, like, ego and things like that. So, like, kind of what I've got, like, with the Six of Wands, it's making me think of being out in the open, being in the spotlight, having some form of success or attention on you, maybe by a lot of people. So there could be realizations about that you, have a lot of people's attention on you. But I also get this energy of being out in the public. Whether that's, like, physically, or like maybe a presence online or something like that. There could be a realization that you're popular. I don't know if I already said that or not, but yeah, with the Six of Wands, kind of like a showy energy. I feel like there could be, for some of you in this pile, people that were watching you and making assumptions about you based off of what they could see, which would be like what you decide to post or what you decide to say, how you decide to show up, your more public rather than private life. And it's like people were observing what you were willing to show and could make assumptions about it. And I think the realization is that maybe that they didn't know you, or they didn't have the correct assumptions about you. There's like taking a step back and being like, oh, I thought this about them, but based off of what I've just seen, maybe that's not true, and maybe that's not a fair assessment of this person or this person's personality or something like that. Because we also have the King of Cups, which is like a very, like, sort of kind energy. It's about being balanced within your emotions. The King of Cups is a bit more composed with their emotions, less likely to wear their heart on their sleeve. So there could have been, like, assumptions about you that you're, like, mean or emotionally manipulative or something like that. And I feel like there's a realization about you that you're actually a kind person, or you're emotionally mature. Like, there's a gentleness to you. So and it could have even been like something where you were trying to portray yourself as that King of Cups type of person, someone who's emotionally mature, someone who is gentle and kind, sensitive. And there could have been people who didn't believe you or something like that. And there could be a realization that you are who you say you are. Or I also got, like, it's interesting because the Six of Wands is very, like, out in the open, eyes on me, everyone can see it. And then the moon is very hidden and, like, dark, and you can't usually always know or see something. So there could have been this idea about you that who you show yourself to be to the public is very different than who you really are on the inside. And I think there could be a realization that that might not be true. That the person you are on your own, or when no one else is around, is like the same person as, like, what you show to the world, or other people. So like there could be some people who see you as very kind, very loving, again, like emotionally mature and things like that. And there could have been some people who were looking at you and thinking that's not true. Like, that's not who they really are. They're hiding something. They're actually mean, or they're actually like so emotionally unstable or something like that. And again, like, I think there's a realization that their assumptions about you were more based off of like ego rather than like actually observing you and looking for the truth or something like that. Again, it gives me this feeling of having to take a step back and question themselves. And it, like, with the moon being like the center of your reading, and it was the first card that shuffled out for your pile. Again, it's just like, actually, maybe I was wrong, or I don't really know this person, or my assumptions were wrong. Something like that. Yeah, that's what I get. Um, no way, actually. That's actually crazy. That I really did not remember that this card came out for your pile. And I said, like, yeah, like, it's giving me this energy of, oh, I need to take a step back and like reconsider what I was thinking of this person. Yeah, it could be that some people were like unfairly judging you based off of something that they could see. And again, it could have been that they like were assuming a lot about one thing or something like that. And there's this realization that, yeah, take a step back. Okay, I was not right about them, or I don't actually know what's going on with them, or who they say they are is actually who they are. Something like that. And then, let's see. Okay, so you also have romantic connection. So what I thought with that was that there could be a realization about you that you are in a romantic connection. Um, yeah, with the King of Cups could be someone who has deep feelings for you, or your deep feelings for someone. So there could be a realization about that, that there's someone in your life that you really connect with in a more intimate way. I also was thinking, it's kind of interesting. This was not what I initially get, but and it's kind of very different from what I was getting. So I don't know. Maybe, hopefully, people who need to hear this message didn't click off because at first maybe it doesn't fully resonate. I don't know. Maybe it still did though. But yeah, okay. So there could have been someone who was interested in you romantically. And there could have been a realization that they don't know how you feel. Maybe they thought you had feelings for them. And they realize, oh, okay, I don't know how they feel. I'm not actually very confident that they have feelings for me. Yeah, because with the Six of Wands, that can be a card of having a lot of admirers. So there could be a realization about you that, oh, okay, I'm not the only person who likes them. There might be many people who do. Or it could even be that there's someone who is feeling fearful with the moon, like a bit insecure that other people who give you attention do have feelings for you, and maybe they're thinking there's like competition, or yeah, there's like a questioning of like, oh, maybe it's like I thought I was the only one who had feelings for them, and maybe there's a lot of people who like them, and it can be kind of like trigger some fears in them, is obviously we have step back, so it's like what's the saying? It's like taken aback. I don't know what I feel like I've heard people say both, but like taken back by that, and like, yeah, having to take a step back and be like, okay, maybe maybe they don't feel confident enough to fight for your love or something like that. Or yeah, and again, for some of you, it could be that someone was like admiring you and having feelings towards you, and then if you are in a relationship, you resonate with that. There could be someone who's realizing that they didn't realize you were in a relationship, and that there's a realization that you are, and that they will have to take a step back because you're committed. So yeah, I would say I think that's what I have for you, pile 2. So I hope you got your message. I hope the reading resonated with you, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye. Pile 3, welcome to your reading. And okay, I just noticed actually, since you have the Empress here, it's the third major arcana. 3. I don't know, maybe 3 is an important number for you. I don't know. Usually for me, 3s are like very like joyful energy or something like that. But yeah, so we have the Empress here. What are they realizing about you? What are people realizing about you? Yeah, you could be asking about people in general or a specific person if you had someone in mind. But yeah, so the Empress, I would assume like that's how they're viewing you. They're realizing that maybe you're a very nurturing person. You are also quite independent. You know how to take care of yourself. You know how to nurture yourself. You're very caring. You're quite grounded. Maybe with the Empress, there's a bit of like, maybe like they see you as quite successful or someone to be respected, someone with a lot of value. So yeah, let's see. Okay, so we have the Four of Swords. Put that over here. And we have the King of Wands. Okay, so we have the Empress here, the King of Wands. I honestly, what I think the realization is, this one feels, so it's interesting. I would say pile 1 felt more personal, like more people would most likely be asking about a specific person and a specific person's realization. Pile 2 felt like it could be either one. Like it definitely felt like more of like a group energy and what people in general are realizing about them. Also some messages that felt more personal. I feel like yours also feels quite personal. Well, actually, I don't know if you can hear it. My throat has been making noises throughout this reading, so I'm sorry if that shows up on video. But, if this is like a specific person and their realization about you, I think the realization is that they don't feel like maybe as important as you, they don't feel as successful as you. With the King of Wands sitting next to the Empress, it makes me feel like they wish that, like, they see you as the Empress, they see themselves as the King of Wands, and it's like they wish they were more like maybe the Emperor. So if this is someone who's attracted to you, I feel like they're realizing that, like, they are not on your level, or they feel maybe a bit weak or insecure, or they feel like there's not much for them to offer you. Or they could even feel like you're out of their league, something like that. I also got this, and stay tuned if you're here for like more general, just like how people are, what people are realizing about you. I guess we'll go into that a little bit, kind of switch back between the two. So if you're here for people in general, it could be that they're realizing that like you don't feel great about your love interests, something like that. Like people could have noticed that you've been talking about maybe men, perhaps just love interests, and feeling like, wow, just no one lives up to my expectations. Yeah, because so we have the Four of Swords, which is kind of about resting. It's more of a, it's not really a card about action, it's more about rest and contemplation and kind of figuring out your next move. There could be actually a realization about you that someone, because sometimes the Four of Swords talks about like rest and like maybe sleeping. So like, I don't know, maybe someone was sleeping on you and they realized they missed out on something great with you. Because one of the things that I was thinking too, especially if you're here for a specific person, what they could be realizing about you is that they didn't step forward, they didn't initiate something, they felt like they had nothing to offer, and so they kind of just didn't take action towards you. And there's this realization maybe that they need to take more action towards you. Maybe they need to gain the confidence. They need to maybe improve themselves in some way so that they felt like they did have something to offer you, or that they are worth your time, or they're on your same level. So I think they're in like someone's realization about you, a lot of contemplation about certain moves they've made or didn't make, like opportunities that they missed, and maybe it was due to a level of insecurity. And again, it's like this understanding that, oh, if I want them, I need to step it up. Like I need to initiate something. I need to be confident to like take action towards them. I need to be able to initiate something if I want this person. But if you're here, just for people in general, it seems to be kind of a similar message. Like you could have experienced something similar to that, or like your it could be that like people are realizing that you see like men or a lot of men as being incompetent in some way, not being able to like be leaders or take charge, or something about being disappointed with men or something like that. It doesn't have to be that. It could just be like your dating experience, or just like people that you're trying to work with, even. Maybe it's like people are realizing that you do a lot more work than the people around you, and it bothers you, and you wish that other people could step it up a bit. Yeah, carry some weight along with you rather than you carrying it all on your own. So yeah, that's basically what I have so far. Let's see, we also have allow divine timing. And we have interesting release desire to control. I feel like these two cards make a lot of sense coming out together, because usually when allow divine timing comes up, like the way I see it is wishing that you had progress in something. And usually when we say like, oh, okay, you just have to allow divine timing, it's like when you're kind of letting go, which makes sense with release to desire to control. It's like, I know that I don't really have much power to control this situation. I kind of just have to be patient and wait for things to unfold. So usually that tells me that at one point there was maybe a bit of impatience or something like that, or a frustration with things not moving forward. Yeah, so if there is, if you're here for a specific person, this feels like someone who hmm. Yeah, again, I kind of just feel like it might not be that there's someone who's thinking that they need to take more action towards you, actually. Maybe that could still apply to some of you, but we have a lot of cards kind of talking about not much movement. Like allow divine timing is kind of a card of needing to have patience and wait for things to unfold naturally. And then release desire to control. I mean, you would think if you do that, you're not going to be maybe taking much action. It's more about kind of allowing patience, acceptance. And we even see that with the Four of Swords. So, okay, one realization about you could be that, along with what I was saying of like wanting men to step it up and be an emperor rather than maybe a king of wands, there could be a realization that you are kind of looking at that within yourself. And maybe there's, it's funny, it's actually like, there could be a realization about you that you've realized something about yourself. And it could be that you realized that maybe you had higher expectations than you needed to. That you were feeling impatient and wanting someone to take action sooner than they were ready to. And there could be a realization that you've had a realization that you want to kind of be more patient, release desire to control, allow people to come to you when they're comfortable and when they're ready, and to maybe not necessarily judge it too quickly. Because, like, I don't know, those types of things can be a bit tricky. Like, does someone taking some time to take action mean that they're lacking interest, or is it that they were busy? So, and yeah, like, I would never encourage someone to always think that someone who is taking too long is interested, because usually when someone is interested in someone, they feel excited to kind of move the connection forward. And it's not always like always like that. There are times when someone does take things slow, and that doesn't mean that they're not interested. So it could be things like that where you're kind of questioning whether you had impatience with someone, and there could be a realization about you that you're kind of accepting things as they are and allowing people to come to you when they're ready, something like that. And that's not to say that you kind of had an unfair judgment of someone or maybe people, because it could be that you are dealing with people who don't take initiative, don't go after things, or take too long or something like that. I feel like there was frustration. People are realizing that you're frustrated with someone, but that you're, again, kind of releasing desire to control. If they don't want to take action towards you, then that is what it is, and you can't really force someone to do that. And it's kind of nice, though, because I think people are realizing that by releasing control and allowing people to express themselves to you or take action to you as they feel comfortable to, it's like a grounded energy with the Empress, and a feeling of like, you do you, I'll do me, I'll take care of me, I'll be fine. And it's kind of this boost of confidence. So I think that's something that is being noticed about you, being realized about you, that you are grounding yourself, you're boosting your confidence, you're allowing people to act how they want, and if they disappoint you, then they disappoint you. And it is what it is, and you can't really change them, you can't change the past, and you kind of just got to move forward with what you know from those experiences. So that's what I get for your reading. I hope that it does resonate with you. Very interesting reading, actually. Wasn't kind of expecting those sorts of messages to come out. So yeah, I hope that they are helpful and they resonate. And thank you for watching. And I'll see you back in the next reading. Bye. Okay, pile 4. Welcome to your reading. So you guys chose this Hierophant card here, and so what is someone / people realizing about you? I would say maybe there's a realization about you that you're quite smart. You know a lot. You have a lot of knowledge, a lot of wisdom. The Hierophant can have to do with like a spiritual sort of energy. So maybe if it wasn't apparent before, either someone or people are realizing that you're quite spiritual, you have certain belief systems. Maybe for some of you, there's a realization that you're religious. The Hierophant can also kind of talk about things that it can talk about tradition. So perhaps like there's a realization that you're very traditional in some way. Sometimes the Hierophant card, like when I think of tradition, for some reason it popped into my mind, which I feel like I need to say because it can be associated with the Hierophant card. Weddings, like very traditional. We've been doing weddings forever, like basically forever. And so, yeah, like maybe there's a realization that you want to get married. You want to have a very sort of traditional wedding, like celebration, something like that. Or, yeah, it could just be that you're, again, they realize you're very smart, that you again have a lot of knowledge. You might have a lot of spiritual sort of knowledge, a lot of again wisdom. It could be that they're realizing that they could learn things from you or that you could teach them something. So let's see, we have the Six of Swords. And we have the Ace of Swords. Okay, that's cool actually. Yeah, the swords do kind of relate to our thoughts, our mind, communication. So yeah, I would say like there's a realization that you're very smart. There's a realization that you speak the truth. You speak your mind. You're not afraid to say what you think. Yeah, and there could be a realization that yeah, like you have some sort of knowledge. It could even be that you like literally gave someone a realization lately based off of something you said. Like you shared some sort of truth and it taught someone something. Um, the Ace of Swords also talks about mental clarity. And it's interesting with the Six of Swords because it's kind of a transition from chaos to peace. So there could be a realization about you. This is actually interesting. There could be a realization that your mind used to be very chaotic at one point and that you have mental clarity now and it's brought a sense of peace. And it's interesting too because it might have the peace that you experience now may have come from a lot of sort of spiritual lessons that you've gone through. I would say there could be someone or people who are realizing that because of your life experiences, you've gained a lot of wisdom, and now you have a very calm mind and a lot of mental clarity now because of it. Yeah, actually, like this feels, and it's so funny because I'm talking about mental clarity. And I would say out of all the other piles, your pile feels the most clear, like the most like direct message. Maybe this is a less popular pile among the others. Let's see. It's okay. So, whoa, we have sexual chemistry. What the heck? And sacred friendship. Okay. The Hierophant, if you do resonate with, like, maybe it makes sense that um, they've realized that you want, like, oh, okay. Like a marriage or something like that. Like, this could mean that what's being realized about you is that like you need to have a sort of spiritual connection with someone in order to feel like they're a good match for you or they're someone that you would want to marry. It's interesting, like sexual chemistry and then sacred friendship. So there could be a realization that the sacred friendship is about obviously like a friendship, like a very deep bond between two people, someone who really cares about you. So if this is about a specific person, they could have realized that they really care about you. Yeah, that like maybe they would consider you as soulmates. Um, yeah, for some of you, if you are, there could be a friend that you have, like you are maybe not in a relationship with this person yet. For some of you, you may not even want to be in a relationship with that person. Because, like, there could be a friend that's realizing that they have more romantic feelings towards you. But it could also be that there's someone who has romantic feelings towards you that realizes you'll just stay friends, depending on, your situation. Yeah, because it's like someone could be realizing that maybe you require more than just sexual compatibility with someone to want to have a commitment with them. Like you need a more spiritual sort of connection or something, or a deeper connection. So that could be something that someone is realizing about you, or maybe people. Um, yeah, actually, there could be a realization of, I get this feeling that you've changed a lot. I don't know, like, when those changes occurred. It could be that the person you were when you were young is very different than who you are now, and there's a realization about that. There could be that, like, yeah, along with the Six of Swords, like moving from chaos to peace. Like maybe there was something about who you were when you were younger or in the past that was quite chaotic. Um, like to me, like what the with the energy that's on this table, it's making me think of someone, and this feels honestly kind of more like a masculine energy than most feminine energies, to be quite honest. But someone who was like non-committal when they were young, wanting to just have fun and be free. It could be for women too, but it's usually not as common. But someone who was like reckless and free and didn't want to settle down, didn't like feel like they were ever gonna settle down, or liked their freedom or something like that, or didn't want to be tied down. And then as life has changed you, you are noticing that you want something that's deeper, or it's like this energy of like moving chaos to calm, like being ready to settle down. Yeah, something like that. It could also be like this realization about you that you really look for like everything in a connection with someone. Like you want sexual chemistry with them, you want a sacred friendship with them, and you want commitment with them, something like that. So yeah, that could be something. Yeah, and it's like there could be a realization about you that you're getting very clear about your direction in life and what you want in life, or within partnerships as well. So I think I'm going to end your reading here. I don't want to keep trying to figure out other ways to read your little spread here. So I hope that you got the message you needed and it resonated with you. And thank you for watching. I will see you in the next reading. Bye.